so you have trained yourself to be pain equals success, and success has a certain amount of value, but fuck happiness. You have literally hypnotized yourself into missing it because you weren't feeling fulfilled.
What if I told you to become successful at anything? It doesn't require sacrifice, it doesn't even require hard work, and it doesn't have to be a struggle. I'm sure an alert went off in your head because this defies everything you've been taught. But I don't care how successful or unsuccessful you are, this quote is universal and it changed my life. From reality transurfing, it states that the fundamental misconception lies in the erroneous conviction that if a person overcomes the obstacles in front of them, happiness will be waiting for them on the other side. This is the illusion. There is no happiness on the other side. However hard a person tries, they will always find themselves chasing after the setting sun. No happiness awaits a person in the near or distant future when they're living a lifeline that is not their true path. Through my own life experience, I've determined that this is true, and Alex Hormozi determines how it's true, but not in a good way. If you don't know who Alex Hormozi is, it's this guy right here who has made over $100 million in revenue. So he's basically stupid rich, yet he still finds himself unhappy and unfulfilled. And during this conversation with this guy, Tony Robbins, they're trying to identify what Hormozi needs to do to finally reach the sun. And when I say the sun, I'm referring to the setting sun. And I'm gonna analyze this podcast and go over exactly what Alex Hormozi did wrong and how you can apply it in your own life so you don't get into the same situation that he's in. One that I experienced in my own life. And to start this off, I wanna say that money is not a goal. And if you make it one, there's only suffering on the other side. Because money isn't what you want the experiences or materialistic items money gives you. The example I love to use is traveling. A lot of people's goal is traveling. But instead of making traveling their goal, they make money their goal, which isn't the case. This will lead you to go down the wrong path that you don't really want to go on. But when you identify that traveling is truly your goal, the means to that goal, aka money, will always come eventually. I have a ton of clients that I work with whose goal is to have a family one day. And before I started working with them, they were focused on getting a career and getting money. But that wasn't your goal, and once we changed that, weirdly enough, the money and the career success came from that. Because like Alex Hormozi, this is building success off of the ego and not alignment. And to explain success coming from the ego simply, it's when you're trying to achieve success to satisfy something, rather than just make an impact in doing what you love. And my life was a perfect example. I did YouTube, I went viral, all to satisfy my ego or to satisfy my own self-worth. I thought becoming famous would help me live a lifestyle that would make me happy. It would help me attract friends and women into my life who would make me happy. And eventually you will always hit a brick wall because no amount of success will ever truly satisfy you. Because that's called putting conditions on success and putting conditions on your happiness. Because as crazy as it sounds, you could just choose to be happy now with or without anything in your life. And remember this before we head into the first clip, Alex Hormozi is unhealed and shows what happens when you achieve success when you aren't healed. Healing in a lot of ways is your mind trying to tell you something, and your body also does this, but you ignore it almost every time. What would you tell someone who's starting to notice changes like fatigue, weight gain, and low energy? You'd probably suspect something is going on beneath the surface that's more than just getting older. And maybe you experienced this yourself, which is why I'm excited to announce that LabCorp is sponsoring today's video. Knowledge is power, and especially in regards to your own body. And understanding your health baseline where it's at now can truly help you track your health over time. Yes, certain diets and health habits can make you feel better, but are you seeing the improvements internally? My sponsor, LabCorp On Demand, offers a men's health test that makes you aware of what your body is trying to tell you, so you can make the necessary improvements that improve your health and how you feel every day. Check out my link on screen and in the first link in the description and the pinned comment so you can purchase a test, then walk in or make an appointment to attend one of LabCorp's over 2,000 clinics for a simple sample collection, and there's no doctor's appointment needed. And after you're done, testing is performed at LabCorp's CAP accredited clinical laboratories that typically process 3 million samples every week. You'll then be notified through email when your results are ready, and typically it's the very next day. Get the insights you need to live a healthier life. Go to trialelco/Mario Rios and you get 20% off on selective tests. And again, thank you for LabCorp for sponsoring today's video.
When I was 20, I got obsessed with positive psychology. I had a trunk of books, and every single one of them was self-help, things like this, early on, before I had a business, any of that stuff. And I got to a point where I realized I had read all the books and my life hadn't changed. Yep. And it felt very hopeless for me because my subjective well-being was the same. And so I came up with a mantra for myself, which you might laugh at, which was fuck happiness. Because I felt so rejected by the notion because I felt so unattainable for me. And so what I replaced it with was I will be useful.
That's great. A meaningful life is a very useful life, right?
And that's basically what I've oriented my entire life around, was like, that's why duty for me feels meaningful, because it's like, well, I might not enjoy this whole ride, but like everyone else can get stuff out of it. And so that's the struggle that I have, because like I'm okay with that.
You're okay with it, but you're torn by it, my friend.
Yes. No, agreed.
That's
Agreed.
pretty obvious, right?
I will accept that.
I understand you'll accept that.
Yes.
But would you accept anything else in your other businesses? Would you accept something that's mediocre compared to what you're capable of?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Does saying F happiness sound healthy? Obviously not, which means that his success and his ambitions have become a nightmare. My life truly changed over the last couple months because I realized I was putting conditions like Alex Hormozi is here on love and worth. So the truth of the world is we were made perfect by God. And God is love, so our worth and love has already been satisfied. But through our experiences in the world, we begin to put blocks into getting these feelings. So what I mean by this is, here is worth, for instance. In my life, when I had one bad experience of not looking good, according to one or a few people, I put a block. And this block said, if I don't look XYZ, I am not worthy. So now to get to the end game, which is worth, I have to overcome this belief, aka the feelings you ultimately want from everything you do. Alex Hormozi said he wants to be useful, aka he wants to be seen. And through my own life with friends and people who I know who trust me, I've been very good at determining why people feel or think a certain way. And if I had to guess for Alex Hormozi, perhaps he had an experience at school with his parents where he had to be useful to be seen. For example, I have a friend in my own personal life whose parents went through a divorce, so for her to be seen and get attention from her parents, she had to console her parents into feeling good about the divorce, aka being useful. So now she deals with a lot of people pleasing as a result of that. This is a quote I've been saying a lot in my recent videos and people that I work with. But whatever worldview you choose to believe in, the truth of that worldview will always be on your side and others will argue with you because they too are right. If you put conditions on things, you are right. I don't, and I'm also right. Which in this case, Alex Hormozi says F happiness and puts certain things he must do to get it. He's right. But what if I told you that happiness can be a choice and you just have to choose to be happy? Crazy I know, and you probably don't even believe me. And happiness is a choice, but you need to understand how to make that choice. How do you become happy? And I'm telling you that this works from my experience and experience I have with people that I work with. All you have to do is identify the conditions and the blocks that you subconsciously or consciously placed in front of happiness and just realize that you put them there for no reason. Sometimes there are emotional blocks that you put there. For example, if you got bullied as a kid or a breakup in your past that you haven't truly healed from yet, then you have to heal from that, and once you do, happiness is actually yours for the taking. And if you're feeling negative thoughts about you, yourself, about life, that is your mind trying to tell you something.
I will just speak for me.
Yes.
The issue that I have is that I got here from push and anger, for sure.
Yes, yeah.
But I think in the last however many years, I genuinely believe that's not as much a part of me. There's elements of that are still there, but like it's not the core drive anymore.
Sure, me too.
The difficulty that I have is like I work the hours that I'm awake, pretty much.
Yeah.
And the difficulty that I have is finding enjoyment outside of work. I don't even feel in some ways that I am driven. I do this because I don't know what else to do. It's like this is the only thing I'm good at.
Before giving my thoughts, I want to show you this video from a guy named Aaron Dowdy who honestly changed my life. If you haven't watched this guy's content, I highly recommend it. But take a look and listen to this.
People who overwork, they only believe they are worthy based on what they do. The belief is that if I do enough, I can then be worthy. And what happens is people then stay in a pattern of always overworking themselves, where the body contracts, but it's like, I need to keep going, I need to keep pushing. And what there can be incredible amount of breakthrough around is actually prioritizing having a calm, regulated nervous system, and then prioritizing letting yourself feel the emotion that comes up under the surface, welcoming it in. When you stop working, how uncomfortable does that feel? And when you accept it and allow it in, you'll find that then you're more present. And I promise you, when you are in a calm, regulated nervous system, you will find more success and you'll enjoy the process along the way.
I dealt with overworking and making sure I was always doing something because my worth was tied to it. I felt like I had to earn love and worth based on my past experiences. I remember I would go to Dubai or Vegas or London. Like, I've traveled a lot, but when I was there at my peak YouTube career, which is when I was getting the most views, posting 2 times per day, I couldn't take a break. I had to work when I was there, and when I didn't, I would feel anxiety. I'd feel all these tense feelings, which I wish I knew at the time isn't healthy and it isn't normal. And if you know my story, I built my YouTube channel off of push and anger. I graduated college as low-key and nobody. I felt like people thought I was stupid. My parents didn't believe in my YouTube journey before it started. I dealt with the breakup, so everything was about proving people wrong, which worked for me, and I operated really well from that perspective. The only problem is I succeeded without fulfillment. So was it worth it? And then eventually I got to a point where I was depressed because of these things. I'm telling you this, and if you take it to heart, not only will you live a more fulfilling life, but in that case, you'll live a more successful life. Success built off of proving people wrong, off of push, off of proving something, will never lead to getting what you want from it. Like Alex Hormozi is dealing with now, I equivocated success with worth. And another way to describe this is a performance-based identity. And any results that come from a performance-based identity will never be good enough. If you want to make 100K per year, you will, and it won't be good enough. Then you need to make 200K, 300K, and no matter what, you'll never be happy. That is a symptom from the disease that is success equals worth or performance-based identity. Because if you're like Alex Hormozi and your worth is tied to who you are, how useful you can be, your accomplishments, you will never be happy.
How old do you know, may I ask?
36.
Okay, at 36 years old, you built such a foundation of business, of contribution, of wealth, of your body, that at this stage, it shouldn't be pain, it shouldn't be suffering. I don't think it has to be any of those things. I think it can be total joy, but you have to kind of rewire your brain because otherwise that past training conditions you, in my opinion.
The issue.
Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Tony Robbins is 100% right here. You need to rewire your brain. It talks about in the Bible how you can renew your mind. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Which is amazing advice, but you're probably wondering, how do I do this? And I'll tell you, when I used to hear this Bible verse, I was like, this sounds great, but at the end of the day, it's just mental masturbation because I don't know how to change my thoughts or my mind. Because no one teaches you how to. Luckily for you, I do teach how to step by step in my free course, in my free community. I'll leave it as the second link in the description, so be sure to check that out. But I'm not gonna have you leave this video without some practical steps on how to do this. And I've already talked about it a bit because a lot of renewing your mind, changing your life, actually being happy, is just changing the way you think. And changing the way you think comes from identifying your limiting beliefs. And there are 2 types of limiting beliefs, conscious and subconscious. Conscious are the ones that you know you have, and the scary ones are the subconscious ones, which are the limiting beliefs you don't know you have. And the subconscious is your blueprint, so you're operating from those limiting beliefs. An example of a really bad subconscious belief is that if you feel like you need to earn worth, aka Alex Hormozi, you're operating from that mindset, so you'll never be happy. And Alex Hormozi is one of the very few who achieved external success with this mindset. Because I'd say like 98% of people, when they do not feel like they're worthy because they have to earn their love in their eyes, never achieve any type of success, which is why they're broke, unhappy, and they don't have any friends. I know that sounds brutal, but it's the honest truth. And once you identify what your limiting beliefs are, and again, I have an exercise on how to do this in my free community, but once you do that, you have to analyze how they got there, which will then allow you to change those beliefs. And the deeply ingrained ones are the emotional blocks, aka inner child wounds. You can begin to heal from those, and then you can make the choice to let them go and instill new positive beliefs.
I hate the word motivation because I've never been a motivator, but people use the word. So I'll say, well, there's 2 types of motivation if you don't think of it that way. There's push motivation, which is, let's say, duty, or I've got to do this, or I have to do, or obligation, right? Or just, I'm gonna make this happen. And look, brother, you have a huge amount of willpower. It's pretty obvious by what you've accomplished. I have tremendous respect for you. And I do too. But willpower only goes so far. That's push. Pull motivation is where there's something out there that you want to serve more than yourself, that'll get you up early, keep you up late. And it isn't hard. It isn't duty. It is like what I'm made for. When you tap into that, your energy level will explode, your contribution will explode. It doesn't mean overnight everything is going to work your way. Of course it doesn't work that way. But it'll give you the constant endurance to move forward in a way in which you enjoy your life rather than someday when I get to this number, then I'm slowly going to feel good. Because it's not true. You get to the number, and if it's numbers, it'll never be enough, right? As you know that. You've done incredibly well.
Tony Robbins is 100% right here. When he says push and pull motivation, the best way I want to talk about it is ego motivation or impact motivation. Ego motivation is when you're trying to do something for yourself or to fulfill something internally, because we do everything for self-worth and self-love. That's just how humans are made. And for men, when they take this to an extreme level, it's when they pursue vanity and pride, which I always like to call the Andrew Tate lifestyle, or the fame, money, and women. And I'm gonna tell you this now because this was my goal. This is all propaganda. If you do this, depression, sadness, and unfulfillment is the only thing waiting for you. Because this is a lifestyle where you worship yourself. And if you worship yourself, you might as well be worshiping Satan. But if you do the impact motivation, you are worshiping Christ, which is what you need in your life. I can tell you, and almost anybody who's truly happy can tell you, success without Jesus requires sacrifice and suffering, and will only give you temporary pleasure. But if you achieve success with Jesus, that's when you can truly be happy, and life can truly be a holiday every day. I had a one-on-one meeting with a priest the other month, and I asked him, how do I balance ambition and what I'm doing with God? And he gave me an answer I wasn't expecting. He talked about how God told Adam and Eve to be productive in the garden. God wants us to work. He wants us to go after something. And he knew I had my own business. He was talking about how making money isn't a problem. You can go after money. God wants that for you, as long as you keep God connected. And honestly, the craziest way to explain this is an OnlyFans business. If you're guiding people towards sin, you're disconnecting God from your business or from your goal. And that's when it's morally wrong, but also you're gonna suffer at the end of it. But if you have a business, you are trying to create value for other people, you're bringing people closer to Christ, making them healthier, whatever it may be, and you create abundance from that, that's what God wants for you. And you will actually be happy at the end of it. And honestly, if Alex Hormozi realized this from a younger age, he would be happier with less. That is where true freedom is. It isn't with having more, it's being happy with what you have. And if you want to create success from alignment and not the ego, it's very simple. Change your beliefs, heal from your past, and focus on Christ, as Christ needs to be what you're focusing on and looking at with everything and how you live your life. If you need any help with this, I promise you my free community and the course in there will change your life. And I have a couple videos here that'll help you out as well. God bless, and I'll see you next time.